Oh, Royal Rumble. Yeah. It's time for Royal Rumble 2023, man.
I don't like it. Didn't like that.
No.
Welcome, everybody. This is the predictions video for WWE's Royal Rumble 2023. We're going to go through our predictions. This is the start, actually, of our contest this year.
Yeah, we haven't... Well, I think Extreme Rules was the last one we did together.
Yeah, so to put into context for everybody, we do our predictions, of course, like everybody else does on YouTube. But Ash and I, we have a bit of a competition going. It's been long-standing, way before we started TMOF Wrestling and the podcast and everything else. But yeah, for the past 2 years, you have won.
Yes.
Don't like that either.
Hey.
But everybody, welcome to the predictions video. I am Russ.
I am Ash.
And our predictions will be as followed. We're going to use Wikipedia.
Hey.
Because, of course, we don't know what order the match is going to be in. But we will start with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight.
In the Monster Dew Pitch Black match.
Yeah, whatever that's going to be.
Well, LA Knight has said in an interview that it's going to be like a street fight type match. Mountain Dew sponsoring it. I think Pitch Black is a flavour.
Okay, right.
This might be like Beyblade at Survivor Series.
Yeah, everybody's favourite.
So when LA Knight comes out, he has Mountain Dew on his Titantron.
Better him than Bray, to be fair. But
If it's Bray, then he would be better, wouldn't it?
maybe he replaces the lantern. My prediction: he replaces the lantern with a Mountain Dew. What's that with that?
There was a point in 1999 when X-Pac came out with an energy drink
Nice.
because he was sponsored by him, I think.
It's Logan Paul's job now.
Yeah,
Who's taking this one, do you think?
it's got to be Bray, isn't it? It's his first match, first televised match back since Mania 37.
Wow, yeah, it is. Any ideas how it's going to go down?
I do think it depends on if this is before or after the Bliss Belair match, which we get to, because obviously Uncle Howie and that situation. But I do like the fact that Bray in the last few weeks has gone into the old characters. Like he's done a bit of the Eater Worlds, he's done the Fly-Fi Funhouse. The Thing's the only one that's not been done yet, which might happen on SmackDown. So
That's the point.
Yeah.
We still do have SmackDown to get through as well, so that could obviously change some of our predictions. And there may be more matches announced. Obviously, there's 5 announced at the moment.
I think that's enough, though.
That probably will be
two Rumble matches.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say Bray Wyatt for this one as well. There's definitely going to be some kind of shenanigans involved and theatrics, of course, because A, it's Bray Wyatt. B, the type of match it is obviously a very gimmicky match. So I think we're going to see... my additional prediction is probably that we're going to see some variation of The Fiend or something different to the Bray Wyatt that we've been seeing coming out doing the promos and things. Obviously, like you said, the Firefly Funhouse segments happened. But yeah, I think we're both in agreement for that one then, Bray Wyatt.
It should be.
We'll see. What have we got next?
We'll go for the Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss for the women's title.
I'm going to give you mine for this one.
Go on.
I still think Bianca Belair is going to take it, but I'm really unsure about this one because I really am leaning towards Alexa Bliss. But I'm going to go against my instinct, which has actually cost me predictions in the past. But I kind of, I want this to work.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Bianca Belair. I just think that maybe Alexa Bliss's storyline will move into something that isn't the championship, like it'll be something different, doesn't need to be contested for the gold or anything like that. I just don't think, because those kind of like we said for Bray, like they're not sort of characters that really ever sort of need a championship to get over. Like once you go into that kind of like wacky supernatural kind of stuff. And again, it's not for everybody, and a lot of people really did turn off to Alexa Bliss's stuff, more so when Bray left. But I don't know. I think Bianca's going to retain here because I think she's going to take this through to Mania for a big Mania storyline. Bianca Belair is quickly becoming a Miss WrestleMania for me, and I think it would be, at the moment, I think I'd rather see Bianca and Rhea at Mania, which I know is getting a bit ahead of myself, but Bianca to retain, I'm going to say for this one.
All right. Well, I'm going to be different. I'm going for Bliss because I think the Uncle Howdy situation could help.
Yeah.
And it's helping at the minute on Raw. And after the promo on Raw, I'm thinking Belair, Charlotte. But I don't think that needs to be champion versus champion because we've already had that kind of thing. And I just go, Bliss has been on form since she's done this. She is a heel, right?
Bliss is definitely
a heel.
Yeah, she turned heel on Bianca, didn't she?
Yeah. So yeah, I just think Bliss is going to win. I think the characters are going to work, and okay, how is going to help interfere. And like I said, it might. But like I said earlier with the Bray, it might depend on which order the match is on.
Yeah, and I think, like we say as well, outside of the 2 Rumble matches, which of course make up 2 of the 5 matches announced for the Royal Rumble card, I think that's probably the hardest one to predict at the moment.
Probably, yeah.
Personally, yeah. But we'll see. I hope I beat you.
You're not going to win.
You can beat your meat. So final match other than the Rumble is going to be, of course, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns looks to defend against Kevin Owens. So a lot of story surrounding this one.
Yeah.
What's your pick for that?
It's got to be Roman, right?
Yeah.
I know Rumble's a big show, but I can't imagine Roman losing it at the Rumble.
It's such a historic title, eh?
Yeah. I'm still not ready for it to finish. It's weird to say that because I've always been against like long title reigns because either the booking's been really bad or like the reign hasn't been that great. But this has been good booking and it's been a good reign. Good Roman. It's been a good Roman. Part of me thinks Sammy's going to help Kevin accidentally, but Roman's going to kick out and then win, and then Sammy's going to like say, "Oh, I didn't mean to do it," and then because I think Roman wants to get rid of Sammy. I do, because obviously the Raw, he looks upset with the fact that Sammy's still in the bloodline, but might be looking a bit into that.
Big stories brewing with that one. I'm going to agree with you, of course. Roman Reigns to retain. I just think that there's so much story still anyway, and again, like it's going to tie into depend on who is going to win the Rumble and everything else. But yeah, it's going to be Roman Reigns. That one's a no-brainer. That one's the easiest one, I think.
Could it open again? Roman opening Rumble?
Yeah, it probably could. I think maybe the women's Rumble match is going to open, but
I was going to say I would like to see a Rumble match open.
I think a Rumble match is going to open. It's usually the women's one, but again, it could be either or. But regardless, a Rumble match will open. But yeah, I'll say Roman Reigns. As I say, I agree. I think the story looks at the moment like Roman does want him out, but the story really that match is going to revolve a lot around what Sami Zayn's going to do, and potentially other members of the bloodline as well.
Yep.
As I've said before, I've maintained like the whole way through, as great as the bloodline storyline's been with Sami Zayn, the stuff that he did with Jey Uso, all of it's been gold. But I'd said ages ago that I think that the story would be awesome if it eventually gets to the point where Jey Uso is the one that sticks up for Sami against everybody else, and we've kind of got that at Raw 30. Yeah. Raw is 30. Raw is XXX, but don't Google it. We the ones. Right, Rumble match time.
Which one?
Which one do you want to do?
We'll go for the men's.
Okay, let's do the men's. Who have you got?
Well, we have...
it's tricky. Is it
too easy to say Cody? Because the history of like the Rumble matches, like if you get injured and you come back to the Rumble, you automatically win, isn't it? Really, apart from like Edge the first time. That's the only exception to the rule that I can think of. But you had Stone Cold when he came back from injury, the Rumble he won. Triple H was the same. Edge in 2010, going back to that one.
It's common.
It's common.
Do you know what? I'll say based on who's announced for the Rumble match, Cody Rhodes is the most likely to win. And the story's there. They have put that, it's been in place. The whole reason he come back is because he wants to win the world title. That he's never won, that his dad, Dusty Rhodes, never won. He wants to do it, for the family kind of
because
heritage.
Gold doesn't exist anymore.
Well, he never won the world title in WWE.
But it's only like Dustin was it. Dustin didn't exist. Dusty did for longer.
WWE logic. Yeah, I think Cody's the favourite to win. And I'm going to pick Cody out of the announced names. But you've got the wild cards in there because Sami Zayn, although not announced for the Rumble
yet,
I think, although Cody's story makes complete sense, I'd rather see Sami because whenever we get the inevitable Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns match, it's a WrestleMania payoff, I think, match.
It feels like it should be.
But of course, we do have Elimination Chamber coming up, which is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, in Canada, which is of course, is it in Montreal?
I think it's in Montreal.
Which I'm pretty sure is Sami Zayn's. I mean, Sami Zayn's from Canada.
I think he is
from Montreal as well. So, that kind of, I suppose that kind of works for itself as well, because a Canadian crowd is always fantastic, especially for their own talent. So, you can only imagine the pop for Sami Zayn for something like that. But yeah, Sami's my pick as a wild card. As a second wild card, of course, the rumours were floating around about The Rock. But based on the fact that he'd put the tweet out recently saying that he wasn't in shape, which is, I mean, what?
Yeah, exactly. I just sounded like
what?
Well, you say what? There's that story about Stone Cold was offered big money match from Roman.
There is, yeah. Stone Cold is also a rumoured name for the Rumble now.
Yeah.
So Austin's another wild card. I like the implications of what could happen in this Rumble match, especially after last year's, which was terribly boring, really. Which doesn't really happen, did it? But I think this year really.
What do you mean nothing happened in it? Shane McMahon came back. 800 grand. Bad Bunny, which was pretty good.
Bad Bunny was great, yeah.
John Knoxville was good for his 1 minute of beating up Sammy.
Yeah, he was in it longer than a minute.
All right, 90 seconds of beating up. It wasn't in that long.
There is genuinely so much though that could happen in this Rumble. But
Logan Paul.
Yeah, I don't think he won't win it. I'm going to say Cody. We'll say Cody, but if Sammy's in it, Sami Zayn.
Do you want to think who's going to be number one? Who's going to be number 2 in 30, or not bothered about it?
Nope.
It's going to be number 27, the lucky 27.
The lucky.
That hasn't been lucky for like 20 odd years.
No, 30 is definitely the. Do you know what? That is one thing I'll say is that if Cody does come out at 30 and wins it, it doesn't ruin anything. I'm not going to be over dramatic, but it's a bit too predictable now for the 30 spot.
It is.
The big return at 30.
Because we had Brock was number 30 last year, weren't he?
He was.
Edge was number 1 the year before that.
Which I think actually now means that 30 is probably tied with 27 as the most wins. Where it went for many years with nobody winning from entry 30. So.
No, and it felt like for ages there was no one below number like 20 that won for a while. And it seems like it happens all the time now.
But you're going to go for Cody?
Cody, yeah.
So we're both going to go Cody. But if it's not Cody, if it's a wild card pick for someone who's not announced,
Sammy.
Wow. We're not. We haven't really strayed too far from each other in this one.
No.
One more thing I'll just add on the men's rumble is that I think, based on what WWE said recently, I can't remember which interview this might have been because there's been loads recently. There was that really good Nick Khan one.
Yeah.
Recently as well. But there's been, it was said somewhere, it was printed somewhere, reported that WWE was essentially asked why they announced Cody Rhodes returning to the Rumble. Like, why not leave it as a surprise? And the response, which, to be honest, it really did make sense, was that, kind of everybody's sort of expected Cody to be back at the Rumble anyway, which is true.
Yeah.
So, they just went ahead and announced him as being in the match. But they also said that they're more than happy, the report said, more than happy with the other surprises that they have planned. So we'll see what happens. I'll be honest with you. I think I know what that means. Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman is going to be in the Rumble.
I knew we were going to talk about this.
Well, of course you did. Steve Blackman.
Comfy knock, he's going to win the Royal Rumble.
He's never going to win.
He's going to win it.
All right, the Women's Royal Rumble match, the final match of the card, but might not be the main event.
No, probably the men's.
The Women's Royal Rumble then. Who's going to win this one?
I'm going for Rhea Ripley.
I'm going for the same.
She's the only one that's been... I want to say she's the only one on TV that's been built to be... And she hasn't really done anything with women. She's done more with the men.
Yes, she has. I mean, the most recent interaction she had with Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people complained about that, saying that it didn't make Solo look good, but I don't really see that. I thought, they both look good at the minute.
I'm not a fan of intergender wrestling, but I would like to see that match.
I'm just not really bothered either or, really. I mean, as long as everyone's getting a good push and I like what I'm watching, that's the main thing.
Could you imagine, right, if she won the Royal Rumble and then gets asked who you're going to challenge for, and she says Roman Reigns? Nothing says that she can't challenge a man.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. I'll agree with you. I say Rhea Ripley on the same basis that she's kind of the top kind of. She's probably the top female star. I'm only saying that because it's like, you know, it's not just because she's a female. Like, she's at the moment she's one of the most sort of over and more dominant stars in general on the WWE roster.
Yeah. And
she's not currently and hasn't really been at all involved in the title picture since this kind of shift in her character with the Judgment Day. Yeah. So I think this is the right time.
They have teased her with Bianca.
Yeah, especially at War Games, you know, a few sort of stare downs.
And I said I think Bliss is going to win, but they've still got a chance of doing that match.
Well, that's the whole basis for me picking Bianca to win to retain the championship, is that she goes on to mainly to face Rhea Ripley.
Because the only other women have got like any story are Bayley and Becky Lynch at the minute.
We might get that cage match one day.
Yeah, just have the bloodline not take too much time.
Yeah, it was a good segment. But
it was a good segment.
I would like to see the cage match still, though. A wild card pick should, you know, anyone that's not. The thing is, though, I don't really have. I'll pick one anyway, just because I've done it for the men's rumble.
Okay.
But I'm pretty confident that no other wild card would take it, because most of the wild cards I feel like are going to happen throughout the women's rumble match will be either NXT stars or sort of what they've done, you know, sort of for the past few years with bringing back the legends, really.
Yeah.
You know, like Bella's, Mighty Molly, Ivory last year. That was a good
Mickey James.
Good touch. Mickey James, of course. Wild card. Do you know what I'll say as a wild card? I'll say Ronda Rousey. Just because she's been announced that she's not going to be at the Rumble.
Yeah, she has said that.
Which is sometimes a good indication that, like, oh, they're there. But, I don't know, just as a wild card, she's my backup.
Two in a row already for the women.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, Hogan did win 2 in a row, like, very quickly in the...
Austin won 2 in a row.
Yeah, but...
Michaels won 2 in a row.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as quickly as the Rumble for the women, like, when the men's happened, it took a while.
I think we know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't. My other pick would have probably been Raquel Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah, Raquel. Do you think she's ready yet? I don't mean that in a patronising way, but...
She's the only person I can think of, apart from... If they built Shayna Baszler like they did a few years ago with the Rumble, where she's dominant and she feels like she could do it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But Rhea Ripley is what we're going to go for. We agree on every single match.
Apart from Belair.
Apart from the Raw Women's title match.
If Belair and Bliss is the first match of the show, that's going to be a nightmare for them.
It is, yeah, because then we just know straight away.
Please be a double count out or double disqualification.
Don't, because it might happen. Those are our predictions. We are certainly looking forward to the Rumble.
Yes.
It's going to be the first pay-per-view, first premium live event.
Get it right.
For WWE of 2023. And the first Royal Rumble under Triple H's creative.
Yeah, you can't say Triple H era now because Vince is back. It's a different way of saying it.
He is back. But everybody, that's our predictions. Why don't you let us know what you think is going to happen at the Royal Rumble and who your picks are. You can comment below on the video. You can head over to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's at TMOF_wrestling. You can catch the WWE Royal Rumble, the WWE Royal Rumble. I sounded like a boomer then. You can catch the WWE Royal Rumble. It's going to be on the old network. It's on the box.
Is that going to be Northern?
No, I don't know. It's going to be Saturday, 28th January 2023.
Be there.
If you've got a ticket, yeah, sure. We'll catch you in the next one. Point. All right then.
All right.